Huge breaking news out of Ottawa today. Major decision that many Canadians will welcome, but just some information for you on what has gone down. So breaking news, and this is actually from the CBC, says the federal government's decision to invoke the Emergencies Act against convoy protests was unreasonable, the court rules. So this is a massive ruling. The ruling itself is well over 100 pages, and it's just breaking. But some of the key highlights are as follows. So Federal Court Justice Richard Mosley wrote as follows in the decision: I conclude that there was no national emergency justifying the invocation of the Emergencies Act, and the decision to do so was therefore unreasonable and ultra vires. And of course, ultra vires is a Latin term used by courts to refer to actions beyond the scope of the law. So the question many of you are going to be asking is, well, what happens next? So moments ago, in a scrum from the Liberal cabinet retreat in Montreal, the Liberal cabinet, including Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland, said that the federal government will be appealing this decision to the Supreme Court. So instead of accepting the decision from the federal court on something that many of us, including myself, and I'll talk about this in a minute, warned the federal government would happen if they invoked the act in this case, which is it would be found unconstitutional. The federal government has just signaled that they are going to appeal this decision. This is a huge decision for the federal government. I haven't had an opportunity to read the ruling in its entirety, but that's something I'll be doing right away. But certainly it is likely, it's probably very highly likely that this opens up the federal government to litigation. But I just want to leave it, as we're looking at this with you guys with one thought. I remember the debate on the use of the Emergencies Act, and in my speech, I'm gonna read it. I've got it on my computer here. I said, the Liberals insist that these measures are compliant with the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. However, many civil liberties advocates have already expressed concerns that in the Order in Council, many issues with respect to the right of Canadians to peacefully assemble under Section 2, the right of all Canadians to life, liberty, and security of person. Under Section 7, for example, how can they conscript towing companies without violating their liberty? Section 8 provides protections against unreasonable search and seizure. How can they freeze assets or report transactions without violating this section? Well, it turns out, folks, that a lot of the objections that folks like myself and other people in the Conservative Party, actually every other Conservative member, put forward at the time were recognized in this ruling. And, regardless of how you vote, messing with the civil liberties and rights of a Canadian is something that no government should take lightly. And certainly today, by saying that they're going to continue to appeal this ruling, I don't think that this government understands that particular principle. So there'll be a lot more coverage of this. I encourage you to stay tuned to this channel, but also to look at other coverage as well too. I'll be writing about this today once I have a chance to read the ruling. But again, a huge decision out of Ottawa, and that the federal court just deemed the federal Liberal government's use of the Emergencies Act during the convoy protest as unreasonable and illegal. Working hard for you. Please share this video. Have a great day.